I want to talk about this Aaron Rodgers controversy. You guys who listen to the Clay and Buck Show, I appreciate all of you. Follow me on Twitter. You've seen a lot of what I have had to say about the Aaron Rodgers controversy. I stand behind everything that Aaron Rodgers said. We don't have a pandemic of the unvaccinated in this country. Many of the people testing positive for COVID are already have been double vaccinated. If you look at the data, and we had Ron Johnson, the senator from Wisconsin, on Clay and Buck a little bit earlier ago, he said that in the last month, 78% of the deaths in England have been in people who are double vaccinated. So this idea that if everybody were vaccinated, COVID would just go away is a form of magical thinking, much like the idea that everybody wore masks, it would just go away. It's not supported by any sort of statistical legitimacy. And so Aaron Rodgers came out and explained why he chose not to get vaccinated. Now, I support Aaron Rodgers like I support Lamar Jackson, Kyrie Irving, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, any number of guys who are pro athletes. Jonathan Isaac, the Orlando Magic, who we've had on the show. I support all of them in their ability to make a rational decision about what to do with their bodies. And the reaction against Aaron Rodgers, not surprisingly, has been unbelievably toxic from the sports media, who is overwhelmingly far left-wing. And I'm going to talk about how far left-wing Twitter is in a moment, but I think it's important for everybody to recognize what's going on here. Now, there's been a demand among the woke universe out there for Aaron Rodgers' relationship with State Farm to be canceled. And I want to give credit that State Farm issued this statement, which I would say should be a template for anyone out there facing a potential issue with cancel culture. Here's what State Farm said for people who were demanding that they end their association and relationship with Aaron Rodgers. We don't support some of the statements he's made, but we respect his right to have his own personal point of view. We recognize our customers, employees, agents, and brand ambassadors come from all walks of life with differing viewpoints on many issues. Our mission at State Farm is to support safer, stronger communities. To that end, we encourage vaccinations, but respect everyone's right to make a choice based on their personal circumstances. Now, this is basically a stand-up to cancel culture move by State Farm, which really just says, hey, we want to provide insurance to everyone, Democrat, Republican, Independent, and we respect everyone's rights to have their own individual circumstances and decisions, even if sometimes we disagree with those. This is how adults behave. This is how to fight back against cancel culture, and I think we're starting to see some battles won in the fight back against cancel culture, particularly because many people finally are starting to recognize that if you actually pay attention to what people say on social media, there isn't in any way a real universe out there of people that are accurately representing the larger public. This is according to an NBC poll. Only 28% of people have ever used Twitter, and Twitter is overwhelmingly left-wing. For instance, around 40% of the American public approves of Joe Biden's job as a president. In fact, in the most recent poll, he got 38% approval and Kamala Harris got 28%. That's USA Today and Suffolk. So around 40%. Yet on Twitter, 57% of the people, because they're so left-wing, approve of Joe Biden's job as president. That is not a representative sample. Positive feelings towards Trump, 38%, according to this, of all adults have a positive view of Donald Trump. On Twitter, it is 19%. Preferred Democrats control Congress in 2022. Fully 65% of Twitter users prefer that Democrats control Congress. This is not in any way a representative sample, Twitter isn't, of the real world. In fact, Twitter represents the far left wing of the country. So I think and hope that companies are actually getting smart enough, and the State Farm response as well as the Netflix response to the Dave Chappelle controversy makes me hope that people are realizing that cancel culture isn't a real thing and it doesn't last more than a day if you're willing to stand up to it. And so I support State Farm standing by Rodgers.